And finally, we talk a lot about these different demographics and these assumptions of where they're going to go. Latinos in Texas, a district that's 97% Latino, went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
It's on the border.
It's
the border
misogyny.
crisis is on their doorstep. And they were begging people to care about it for years. We need to take some lessons.
That's what that was.
The lessons are
That bitch out of here. Get that bitch the fuck out of here now.
Wave God. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Follow that IG page, man. Let's get straight into it. All right, guys, we're back again for another one, man. Today we got to talk about the boy Morning Joe from over there on MSNBC, who actually, him and his co-host Micah or Mika, which these people look like twins to me. I'm like, why are they co-hosts? Am I missing something? Are they husband and wife? Are they brother and sisters? Why do these people look just alike? But anyway, enough of that rant that's going on, man, because we got word, or actually they let us know that over the weekend, they actually sat down with President-elect Trump. Now, if you know anything about MSNBC or MSDNC, like some people like to call them, you would know that they are extremely anti-Donald Trump. The rhetoric they spin on their channel is outrageous. MSNBC was the news station who I believe started the Madison Square Garden, was something like a Nazi rally type of rhetoric. So, you know, that's the type of things that go on over there at MSNBC. And then recently we just got news from Morning Joe and Micah or Mika that they actually sat down with Donald Trump. And we can listen to what they had to say for ourselves. But before we even get into it, let me just say, man, like, guys, this is just common sense. I was starting to wonder and question, why does our media keep going after our future president? He was already president for 4 years. The whole presidency, they basically criticized it to a fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing when you pointing out negatives and positive. When you're only showing negative things, that's kind of starting to look like liberal propaganda, in my opinion. So let's just look at what Morning Joe had to say. If you ask me, man, it should have been done a long time ago. It should have never been the media against Trump. Just because he calling y'all fake news, look, stop reporting fake news and people will stop calling y'all fake news.
Over the past week, Joe and I have heard from so many people, from political leaders to regular citizens, deeply dismayed by several of President-elect Trump's cabinet selections, and they are scared. Last Thursday, we expressed our own concerns on this broadcast and even said we would appreciate the opportunity to speak with the president-elect himself.
See, the thing about you guys and all your concerns is that they're all fake. You know, the American people saw straight through all these narratives and this rhetoric and fear mongering that y'all was giving to the people during the election. We saw through all that. People went and voted a certain way. So the fact that y'all sit up here on the news every day and still try to scare people about Trump being the president, it's ridiculous. And y'all know that. That's why y'all using the excuse is we want to talk to President Trump about this ourselves because we're concerned. No, y'all not. Everybody knows the ratings dropped. Everybody knows you guys are almost out of a job. Let's just stop. And like I said, these guys look like twins. What is this?
On Friday, we were given the opportunity to do just that. Joe and I went to Mar-a-Lago to meet personally with President-elect Trump. It was the first time we have seen him in 7 years.
Now, we talked about a lot of issues, including abortion, mass deportation, threats of political retribution against political opponents, and
things you guys lie about on this channel every day. You know what I'm saying? And y'all don't want to talk about political retribution. Y'all don't want a revenge tour, but you guys wanted to do that to Trump. You guys want to make Trump a political target. That's crazy.
And media outlets. We talked about that a good bit. And it's going to come as no surprise to anybody who watches this show, has watched it over the past year or over the past decade, that we didn't see eye to eye on a lot of issues, and we told him so.
Well,
that's not surprising because let me tell you, I've been paying attention to you guys in this channel, CNN and all this, for the whole election cycle. And what I learned from watching basically everybody except Fox News is that you guys are all crazy. And of course, you disagree with everything that has to do with Trump. Anything Trump wants to do, you guys disagree with. Just look at him appointing the people to his cabinet right now. It's a problem every day. It's a new scandal every day.
What we did agree on was to restart.
Oh, and by the way, the American people don't agree with you two guys, so I don't know why y'all think your opinion is so important to the point where, oh, it's mandatory that you have a meeting with Trump to discuss y'all fears. Like, nobody agrees with you two. That's why the ratings are down. That's why y'all have to go sit with President-elect Trump.
Start communications. My father often spoke with world leaders with whom he and the United States profoundly disagreed.
Who cares about your father?
That's a task shared by reporters and commentators alike. We had not spoken to President Trump since March of 2020, other than a personal call Joe made to Trump on the morning after the attempt on his life in Butler, Pennsylvania.
And whose fault is that you guys haven't spoken 7 years? If you want to run with lies and all these things, don't be shocked when he calls you guys the fake media. When all you have to do is question him about negative things and salacious things, of course he don't want to talk to y'all. So y'all are the ones who apparently opening back the door of communication. So why did y'all close it in the first place? You thought that y'all were going to blackball Trump to the point and slander him on the media every day to the point where American people were going to turn their back on Trump. And y'all didn't do anything except make the people love him more. And you got the nerve to sit up here and tell me that Morning Joe called in to check on him after the assassination attempt. This man probably wished Trump would have caught that bullet. Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real. He wished Trump would have ate that bullet. This man right here is hateful. Just look at the lies they spread every day, guys.
In this meeting, President Trump was cheerful. He was upbeat. He seemed interested in finding common ground with Democrats on some of the most divisive issues. And for those asking why we would go speak to the president-elect during such fraught times, especially between us.
If you asking why these two should sit down with the future president of the country, already once the president, then you part of the problem and you need to exit the country to the left. You know, if you can't get what we got going on over here in America, man, you got to ask journalists who have a journalistic duty to the people. Why would they want to sit down with the president? Come on, man. That's just the dumbest question. You shouldn't even have to answer this question, Mika.
Us. I guess I would ask back, why wouldn't we?
Why wouldn't
5
we?
years of political warfare has deeply divided Washington and the country. We have been as clear as we know how in expressing our deep concerns about President Trump's actions and words in the coarsening of public debate. But for nearly 80 million Americans, election denialism, public trials, and January 6th were not as important as the issues that moved them to send Donald Trump back to the White House with their vote.
We can stop her right there, man, because she right, guys. All the things that the mainstream media set up here and tried to scare us about turned out to be the things that we don't care about, man. Nobody care about January 6th. I mean, people care, like the people that got hurt and the people that's in jail. But for somebody like me, guys, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. You know, if you let me pay attention to what's really going on, Trump never told those people to go out there and hurt nobody. He told them to peacefully protest. Now, it's the mainstream media that want to sit up here and set these narratives like Trump was, you know what I'm saying, directing his group of goonies to go attack the Capitol. That's just not what happened. So guess what? We don't care about that, guys. The abortion, look, abortion is always going to be split regardless. You got half of the country that believed in you should be able to kill a baby whenever you want to. You got half of the country that believe in we don't think that should be acceptable except for certain situations. Guys, it's in the hands of the states now. So guess what? If you live in one of these states, like my state, where you have abortion bans, guess what you got to do? All you got to do is when the time come around, you know what I'm saying, to lift that abortion ban in your state, all you got to do is vote to lift it, guys. It's called being in the hands of the people. It's called actual democracy. Now, the government, the feds telling you what you can and cannot do, that's called, you know what I'm saying, fascism. That's basically what the Democrats are trying to do. Either way, man, Joe and Mika had to, you know, swallow their pride and put it to the side. Go head over there and visit Mar-a-Lago. Pull up to Big Don house, you know what I'm saying, the big boss house. and sit down for a cup of coffee. Probably, probably got lectured on all the outrageous things they've been doing on the news. And it is what it is, man. Now, we already know the Democratic counterparts are mad, probably jealous. A lot of them probably want to sit down with Trump or be a part of his administration. They just know that they took it too far. And also, one other thing that those freaking bozos said, they talking about 5 years we've been at political warfare. First of all, y'all been at political warfare against Donald Trump. Just look at the propaganda that's still being ran after he won a free and fair election. We got to go over to the ladies on The View. We got to go over there to the ladies on The View because they going viral again, guys. And let me just tell you, man, Trump being president of the United States is the best thing that could have ever happened to The View. And let me tell you why, because now they just got free content. They got free reign to talk about Trump and criticize him every day for the rest of his term, guys. I mean, they criticized him the whole time he was running for president. They thought he was going to lose. He won. And now we about to go through another 4 years of this. So guess what Big Wave God's going to do? Big Wave God now has content for the next 4 years, reacting to these liberals melting down and arguing amongst each other for the reason why they keep losing. So let's check out The View. And Sunny Hostin, everybody knows she's just an angry black or Mexican, Spanish woman, whatever she is, man. She's an angry woman. And she's slightly racist, and she's also unhinged, you know what I'm saying? So let's take a look at their thoughts on Morning Joe deciding to bury the hatchet with President Donald Trump. You know they're not going to take it well. I'll just give you that hint.
Is this the approach that is going to work with a gentleman who campaigned on calling the media the enemy of the people?
So I actually think...
Well, hey, first of all, y'all know I got to react, so if you want to watch this, go to The View on your own page. But first of all, don't be saying up here what Trump then called them. What did they call Trump? They called him Hitler and the fascists. So why would Trump want to sit down with any of you guys?
I actually think it was the right thing to do. And I've heard a lot of folks on the left coming after Joe and Mika saying, don't normalize him. Well, 75 million plus American voters normalized Donald Trump by making him president-elect Donald Trump.
Imagine saying don't normalize the president that's elected by the people, guys. We sound like a third world country. We sound like one of these countries that's really ran by dictators.
This notion that if sort of the resistance who opposes him stayed in their safe bubbles, sat on their hands and just complained about him for 4 years, that would have a bigger impact than sitting down. I talked to Mika, actually. They met with him for over 90 minutes. They raised very valid concerns. They both see themselves as opinion journalists who want to actually be able to engage the person that they talk about every day, actually be able to raise issues with them when they're concerned. And in the same way that I thought it was right for Joe Biden to meet with him, and that I think it's right for presidents to meet with foreign adversaries to try to find diplomatic relations and ways to bring people together and solve problems. This is absolutely the right thing. I would sit down with Donald Trump. I would interview Donald Trump. And I'll go a step further. I hope good people work for him. We need to stop demonizing people because they supported a man who just became president of the United States. We should hope good people are around him and smart journalists are challenging him.
They ain't want to clap for that shit, but I swear to God, the people on The View be clapping for the dumbest stuff. Now, that lady just cooked. Now, let's touch on the fact that she said we got to be diplomatic, man, even with these other nations that we don't get along with. So guess what that means? That means President Trump is going to have to be doing meetings with these foreign leaders who the media, for some reason, just can't get that through their thick heads. And I don't understand why. How are we ever going to squash the beef with Russia and China and all this if we can't even come to the table and let our world leaders handle the business that need to be handled? America just want to sit over here isolating, fighting for everybody else's freedom, deem who we want to deem the bad guys as the bad guys. And that's why we freaking lost right now in the world. That's why we having so much trouble in America. And the man who y'all think is Adolf Hitler's second coming is the president of the United States of America.
Well, look, there is a sobering reality, right? Which is that we have, in 2016, I think people voted for the unknown and voted thinking maybe the gravitas of the office was going to change him. It didn't. In 2024, people voted knowing who he was. And nothing that he is doing, as concerning as I find it and disturbing as I find it, should be shocking, because he told us he was going to do these things. Yeah. He was surrounded by the people he's appointing, and he is keeping to his word, and people voted for him knowing that.
Exactly. So what's all the goddamn crybaby activities? If this is what we voted for, why are you five whores sitting up here every day goddamn complaining and crying? Whoopi Goldberg, take your lying ass back to wherever you came from.
And so it's hard. It's a sobering truth. It's
That you was
hard to
wrong.
reconcile that
you was wrong.
with what we have been doing for the
Guys,
last
the
8
only
years.
sobering truth is that they're coming to realization that they were wrong the whole time and that Biden and Kamala ain't do shit for them.
I will never sit with him. I don't think I'm
Idiot.
going to have to. I don't think I'm going to have to make the decision because
Despicable.
I don't think I'm
Despicable.
ever going to get invited.
Now, remember
And
when I
listen,
told y'all they didn't even clap for the young lady who just cooked them and made all the sense in the world about diplomacy and being cordial to your president of the United States? This bitch just said, I would never sit. We talking about the president of the United States, man. The highest office you could hold in the land. Everybody want to come to this country. Imagine being the president of this great country. And you, little Spanish Latina lady, wouldn't sit down with the president? Why? Why? Why would he want to sit down with your little bad-built, fucking, ugly-looking ass? Anyway, any of you whores. But I mean, Sonny not ugly. These two ladies not ugly. But Whoopi and this bitch, get out of here, man. Get out of here. In language like the language I'm talking right now, exactly why y'all don't like Trump, because Trump would say that shit right to y'all little funky faces.
listen, the truth of the matter
I
is,
gotta
as
rant.
we
I'm
know
sorry.
around this table, that it is
Look at her.
hard to criticize and denounce the abuses of power by Donald Trump when he is
what?
president. We have been
What?
there before. It means threats. It means death threats.
Bitch, then why is he elected right now? Why is he elected? Look at the propaganda going on, guys. What is she talking about? Is she living in her own world?
It means retribution against your family. It means crazy things showing up at your house. It means lawsuits. It means all sorts of.
Retribution against your family. Whole time they up here supporting family members cutting off their own family on holidays just because they voted for a different political party. Unhinged.
Things. We've done it before, and if we have to do it again, we will do so again. I think there's a lot of people who are probably looking at what Joe and Mika did and find it opportunistic. There are people who change their stripes.
Found it
or
what?
maybe
Opportunistic.
their spots, I should say today, depending on who is in power and what benefits them. I don't know that that's what they are doing. And to me, it's a to be determined situation because right now it's the transition. We don't know what he's going to do as president. We don't know what they're going to do. If
And
he-
let's just stop it right there, because the last sentence that she said was true, man. You don't know what that man gonna do as president, guys. So how about you just wait and god dang find out and stop crying to the American people every day on TV and trying to make us believe y'all when y'all just lied to us for the whole election cycle. Y'all done lied to us for 8 years straight. We stop it right here, guys, man. That hoe was, extremely delusional. I don't know what was really going on in her life, man, but yeah, man, that's the people that's on TV that we gotta watch and pay attention to every freaking day for some odd reason. I don't know why we got to or how they even get these jobs. I think is, I feel like, man, the way the world is, it seemed like it got real extreme and real radical within the past 4 years, man. That's the Biden and Harris administration, but that's another story. I just hope we can return to, how we was 2016 to 2020 and before, man. Matter of fact, before 2020, before the pandemic, man, we need to get back on whatever wavelength we was on, because these past fucking 4 years have been crazy. And these are the people that we got on TV disrespecting the highest office in the land, guys. Ain't shit changed from 2016. The only difference is this time Trump know what he doing. Trump gonna make the moves that he want to make. God damn it, he got control of the Senate and the House, and yeah, man, he about to make America great again. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Big Wave God made it. This your boy Ted. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Until next time, we out of here.